Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you back to Medical Moments 917. Yep, we have not done a live broadcast or taping in a couple of weeks, so I felt that I should come on. Again, I want to thank you all for being a part of our group. I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedule, out of your life, to be a part of our lives and listen to some of the things that we have to say. First of all, I like to say I have been getting so many questions from people who are either going through medical malpractice right now or who are thinking about going and they're not sure. First, for the people who are not sure, if you are within your statute of limitations and you have been wronged and have a permanent damage from a medical professional, I say yes. Go for it. You have nothing to lose but time, because they are time consuming. If you can find an attorney that you really, really like, and like I always say, that you want to make a part of your family, then I would suggest that you go ahead and try to go through it. Because if nothing else, even if you don't win, right, you get all of this valuable information that only an attorney can probably get, and have another medical professional look through and decipher for you as far as what really happened in that OR or in that procedure that was done. They have a way of getting every little tiny bit of information, things that you wouldn't even think of, or records you wouldn't even think of, and being able to take it and to make sense for you so that you can know what was done to you or your loved one. Somebody reached out to me today. Oh, they had a long question. I can't even try. I have to read it again to try to decipher. But they were saying if they couldn't get maybe a medical malpractice, could it be considered civil, or are there other ways you could go against the doctor? Those questions I can't really answer because I am not an attorney. I advise you to actually seek out legal advice. But have a bunch of questions written so that you can be able to give the attorney as much information as you can, because sometimes if you call and you don't give enough information, they may not think you have a case and they will hang up, and when you call back and say you have more information, they don't want to hear it. So my advice to you in pursuant of any kind of medical malpractice lawsuit, be organized, right? Take your notes that you in questions that you want to ask the attorney, and have them on the phone or meet in their office and give up all the information that you have so that they can make a good decision. Because I kind of get saddened when I see people reach out to me that tell me they have reached out to 2 or 3 attorneys and no attorney will take their case. I think that is very sad, because if you're taking your time out to reach out to them, obviously something has gone wrong in a medical procedure that you want some questions answered to. And when they say no, I think that is hurtful. But today what I wanted to talk a little bit about, I don't know if a lot of you who don't work in a hospital are aware that sometimes you'll have a procedure done, right, at a medical facility. I'm going to say a hospital because that's where ours was done. And after the fact, you find out that the doctor does not even work for that hospital. He just has privileges on their campus, on their property. So if something goes wrong, that hospital is out of it with quickness. Clip, they're gone, because they're just like renting space to him. So whatever happens to him or her during the procedure, the hospital say, we just kind of let them use our operating room. We're not really responsible. Something that I learned. I had never heard of that. I always thought when a doctor did an operation or such in a medical hospital that they worked there. I didn't realize that the hospital would give them privileges on their property and they must just pay them. They come up with some kind of fee that they pay for doing the service there. So when we had our medical malpractice incident, the doctor did not work for the hospital, so we could not go after the hospital for any wrongdoings. Believe me, we tried. But we later found out that, it was just privileges that the doctor had. So why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because this might be a question you might want to ask your surgeon before surgery. You know where your procedure is going to be done, right? You might want to ask them, do you have privileges at this hospital, or are you an employee of this hospital? The reason being, to me, sometimes if you're an employee, you're going to be on better behavior. If you're just renting a spot, your behavior may not be that great, right? To me. And that's what happened with us. His behavior was not that great as far as the surgery, because if you're asking me, who I'm not a trained nurse or doctor, that surgery that he performed on my husband was above his head. Above his head. So I don't think he acted so nicely and so professional. When he did the surgery, he was professional. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because he was not an employee of the hospital and he only had privileges, I think that your actions are a little bit different when you just have privileges, right? You just coming in, do your little surgery and go on about your business. Who cares? So you might want to ask your surgeon before your surgery if he's a professional that works at that hospital or if he just has privileges. And if you just have privileges, unless you've gone to 15,000 other surgeons and he's the only one that can do the surgery, or you just think that he's the best one, most qualified, I would try to find somebody who works at that facility, if at all possible, because I just think it's just a different attitude, is different behavior when you work somewhere opposed to when you're just leasing a space. That's just my opinion. What else was I going to talk about? When you're about to have any kind of procedure, talk, right? Let your friends and your family, your co-workers, just let people know what procedure you're having done. Why am I saying that? Because when you talk to other people that are close and in your circle, you may find that somebody in your circle has had that same procedure, or their family member have had the same procedure. So they start giving you pointers. They start giving you a starting ground of things to look for, things to ask. Because when you don't know, right? But if you talk to people and let them know, in a couple months I have to get surgery on my knee because they say that something needs to be replaced, you're going to find somebody or somebodies who will say, you know what? My aunt had that same surgery. This is what happened. My uncle had that surgery, or I had that surgery. So we didn't do that with ours, and I don't know if it would have made a difference, but I think it could have made a difference because we needed a vascular surgeon in the room with our surgeon and did not know that and did not have one. And the surgeon who performed the surgery to this day will swear to goodness that he did not need a vascular surgeon present, which he did have to call one when things went haywire. So I think if I would have let some people know, like at my job, after the fact, I found 2 people whose mother had surgeries that were similar, and they're saying, oh yeah, the vascular surgeon was in on the consult. And I go, boy, if I would have told you about it, it may have saved us a couple of heartaches. So talk about things that are going on medically with other people. I'm not saying put your business in the street, but I'm just saying generally people that you know, because we didn't do it for whatever reason. We just thought our surgery was so minor that we weren't going to have any complications, I guess. So we just kind of kept it hush-hush, and maybe we should have talked about it a little bit more, because like I said, it was a guy on my job whose mom had a surgery very similar to my husband's, and he made it known that vascular was in the consult with his surgeon when he went with his mother. Who knew? Let's see. Anything else I want to know? And I know that some of you who are watching these YouTube videos work in the medical professional area, and you have seen some medical errors. You can't tell me that you work in a hospital or a nursing home or a walk-in clinic and have not seen at least one or more medical errors. You people are holding these secrets, and a lot of people are being damaged or killed or amputated because nobody wants to speak up. Now, I understand that people do not want to lose their job for somebody they do not know. I get it. It's just life. People just sweep things under the carpet and act like it never happened, like they didn't see it. But I know that it was a lot of people who saw what went wrong with my husband's surgery, and they just zipped it right up because they don't want to lose their job, or they're worried about the surgeon losing his job, which who gives a damn about him? But anyway, does anybody have a nickname for the person who did your procedure and messed it up? Ours is the butcher. So if you hear me refer to the butcher is the surgeon who performed our surgery and did a hell of a bad job. And you have to laugh, because if we sit around and keep thinking about this and not being able to laugh and to be able to praise God that my husband is still alive, right? And he could still do most of the things that he did before the surgery. Not all the things that he did before the surgery, but he could do most of the things. So we are thankful that there is a God that kept him here and that allow him to be able to see my daughter graduate, to see my daughter go to her prom, to see my daughter go off to college. So we are so grateful that he's here. But the surgeon who did the surgery, who I refer to as the butcher, can kiss my grits. All right, so again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Medical Moments 917. Be sure to follow us in our Facebook group. Join our group. We have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. Everything is Medical Moments 917. Oh, a piece of news, too. We are in the process of getting some logos made so that we can pass out business cards and we can get some T-shirts made. And we're pretty excited. The prototype that we saw a couple days ago looks fabulous. We have a good team working with us, and hopefully we'll be able to bring this to the big screen one day. Tyler Perry, we got a story for you. So if anybody knows Tyler Perry, have them hit me up on my cell phone. All right, everybody. On a serious note, again, thank you for taking time out of your day. I'm at 12 minutes now. Taking time out of your life to be a part of my life, to let me vent. Keep reaching out to me with your stories and your questions. I love it. And I try to DM people back on things that I'm able to help with. And until next week, which is Thanksgiving week, hope everybody is thinking along the lines of what they're going to cook and what time they're going to invite me over. Have a blessed day and a blessed week. Bye-bye.